I have so much silver in my face, in my nose, in my tongue, in my ears, and on my head that if a werewolf comes for me, girl, I'm gonna be good. Friends! Hello! Welcome back to Amethyst Craftworks. I'm Samantha, and cheers today. We are hydrating today. Setting it down. I've had all the coffee that I should probably have for the day, so we are just hydrating on water. But hello! How are you? I hope you're doing good today. Welcome to a Movie Marquee Challenge update for you. This is a year-long project that I am doing along with Heather the Crochet Witch and Bella from Bella's Crocheted Gifts. Hello, ladies! And the update that I've got for you today is for squares that have to do with them. It's not for the movie pick for the month, which is over there. It is Hocus Pocus. March was my month. Of course, we got Hocus Pocus. But the squares that I have for you today aren't about Hocus Pocus. They are about my girls, including Miss Sandy from Crochet Canada, who started the Movie Marquee last year with Heather. And so I think that is the fastest that I have not only introduced a video, but also the fastest that I have kind of explained what I am doing for the Movie Marquee. Pat ourselves on the back here and let's just get into the actual update. So my project for the year are granny squares. Is granny squares? Are granny squares. I'm making granny squares. And each square is going to represent the colors from the movie poster, or a scene, a quote, an actor, a character, a something from the movie as well, with appliques that are going to go all over the front of me. And in doing so, in making those appliques, I had a couple of suggestions to make appliques that represent the Movie Marquee itself, or 2023. And I thought that was just such a great idea that that's what I've got to show you today. I finished opening my Ziploc bag. I finished the 4 squares that are going to represent me, Sandy, Heather, and Bella on the front of my cardigan. And they're all in colors, like for example here. This is the back of Bella's square. Her favorite colors are blue, and so I made her square blue. I made Heather's. I showed off these, of course, in a previous video, which will be linked up there probably, just so you know. But this is Heather's square, like Halloween, autumn, but make it 70s kind of colors. Like this is the back of her square, right? You get it. So I did 4 of them. And I have attached all of the appliques. There were quite a few here. The first one that I'm going to show you is Sandy. Sandy was red, because Sandy likes the red, right? And so this is the first one with 2 zeros, so for 2023, right? And it's the year of the rabbit this year, so she got the little rabbit applique. I think this looks really cool. And to be perfectly honest with you, I did mention in another Movie Marquee video that this hot pink isn't really the color that I was going for. I was trying to match the Pantone 2023 color of the year, which was called Vivid Magenta, I'm pretty sure. It's not hot pink. It's more of a dark hot pink, like a dark but bright magenta. I thought this was as close as I could get. In reality, one of the other colors that I picked for Hocus Pocus is called Plum from Big Twist Value from Joann's. I think that would have matched better but I already made these. And you know what? It can be like a reference to neon signs or something like that because it is a Craft Smart neon. That's what we're going with, okay? So I left them as they were, and so I made 2-0 and You're the Rabbit for Sandy. For me, for my square, which is purple and green, I put the 2-3 for 2023, and I tried to cover them up as best I could. The VHS tape applique that I made. He is so derpy. I will say, I am not the best sewer, and so it's a little wonky here. It's not the greatest, okay? I understand. But you know what? My sweater is going to be so derpy just in general that I think it's not going to really matter. It's also like, these are, well, let's hold it like this, right? So these are only two of the very many squares, 12 and then 14. So it's 12 and 4 is 16, right? OMG, 16. Anyway, these are 2 of 16 squares that are going to be all over the front of my cardigan. Are you really going to notice that my VHS tape is a bit derpier than it might have been even to begin with? Probably not. At least I'm hoping so. But that's me. And then Heather and Bella. Let me make sure I've got them up the right side, the right way. So Heather and Bella got the movie reel applique and the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is just Patrick Star splayed outright. These became pockets. My hands do fit in there. They are, attached on there all the way. The colors do get a little lost, but they are still inside. So they're not totally, completely covered, right? And Bella's, same with Bella's. You can still see the fun blues in there, but I can keep my fingies warm, right? So these are the squares that I finished. This was a lot of sewing, a lot of hand sewing. Most of them are pretty good on the back. I am so perplexed as well. So the way you were seeing this, like here, like all these spots here where the hot pink is showing through, in real life, I mean, of course you can see it in these spots because these are the corners. These are gaps, so of course it shows up. But I don't see any of these other spots that you were seeing. This happened too on the Goonies from last month. So mystifying. Especially because, like, Bella's doesn't show any of them. Heather's doesn't show any of it. Sandy's did. And mine does too. That is so bizarre. Like this spot here. These ones here, like this, I don't understand. Why does that happen? That is so strange. My camera sees things that the human eye can't see. Right? But those are my squares. So I've got these 4 done. These are completely done. Hold on. Had to grab Sandy's off the floor. It dropped on the floor. So those are done completely. In fact, they can go right back in my Ziploc baggie of storage. And I hope that now that I've got part of March, all of February, and all of January done, as well as these guys, that you can now sort of get the ridiculousness that is going to be on my chest, right? Those 4 squares, the skull and crossbones from the Goonies, the Pal square from, oh my God, why do I always blank? Young Guns. From Young Guns. And then Binks is my applique for Hocus Pocus. Like, it's gonna be a coat of many colors. It's gonna be so fun and funky, and I am already loving it. And I think after June, I think maybe June, I should have, I mean, in theory, I should have 6 applique squares and then the 2 movie marquee friend squares, you know? I should be able to construct at least one half of my cardigan. And then I can maybe start sewing the other side in July through the end of the year, December. Excuse me. Told you, we need to hydrate. Hold on, let me grab my black and white water cup. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Anyway, what the heck was I saying? Oh, so from June, or excuse me, July to the end of the year, I can then start constructing the other side, and then I can sort of finagle like the weird random arrangement of the other squares for the back panel and for the sleeves. For the sides, in between the front and back panel, I'm debating on how I want to construct it. I've watched many tutorials. There are still many more out there that I could reference. I'm just kind of pulling from my own inspiration as well as like the things that I have learned from other channels and so on and so forth. So I'm hoping that that's the timeline, right? From now until June, make the first 6 squares, and then I can construct the first front panel, so on and so forth. We will move on from there. But yeah, those are my squares. Just babbling away ridiculously. Those are my 4 friend squares, my 4 Movie Marquee 2023 squares. They're going to go along the bottom. It's going to be fabulous. And I will work on the last, I still have 3 squares left to make for Hocus Pocus. And I've got to sew Binks down to his square. And so once I have that done, next week for sure, I will show him off to you. And then, to be perfectly honest, I think that's the end of my month. Sad. But then April comes around, and I believe it's Heather picking again. And so Heather will pick a new movie, and we will just keep on rolling, keep this train going. It's going to be great, and I'm so excited. And I'm also very thankful that you joined me here today. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed, if you like the Movie Marquee, leave me a thumbs up, and please subscribe today if you haven't, because I would love to have you join us here for the Movie Marquee, for any of the projects that I'm working on. Join in. Leave me a comment. Let's chat about some stuff. You know the drill, right? So until I've got another something for you, I am going to let you go. Thank you and take care. Goodbye.